Welcome back to the Chill and Chat Talk Show.
Yes, hi everyone.
Hope everyone had a great weekend. Lots of good food, wine, and company.
You know, it's always great to spend time with family and reflect on what we're thankful for.
Exactly. I'm thankful for so many things, but it's definitely been a year to remember. Nothing has been normal.
I'm not sure I remember what normal is right now.
Yeah, well, I guess is normal really normal even when it's normal? I don't know.
Okay, Jenny, you're getting philosophical on me.
Well,
you know, that reminds me, when I went to university, I took a philosophy course. Actually, I took a few.
Yeah.
And in this one course, the entire semester was spent on, is this table the same table as the table you sat on last week? It was
really?
like, and then we just went into philosophy, like, well, it could be different because it might have a scratch on it now. So now it's actually
like
a different table.
This is what you did the whole
time?
time?
And then it was in a different time zone.
Oh
So
my
it's a different
goodness.
table because it's in a different time zone. And oh my goodness. So that's, I'm just saying, that reminds me of my philosophy class. Actually, my favorite philosophy class was how to win an argument. And I aced that one.
That's actually a class?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
that's
was.
weird. And,
yeah.
and of course you would ace it.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure you probably took that class too.
No.
Oh, yes.
No.
You definitely
No, I
are
didn't.
good at that. Yes, you did. Anyways, up next, Utterly Uncorked.
Welcome to
Utterly Uncorked. I love that name.
I love that name. It's awesome. And so today we're going to be sharing about a Mission Hill wine.
The Merlot.
Yes.
2017 Reserve Merlot, I should say.
Yes. Of course, from the Mission Hill, which again, another place that we totally love.
And I'm a member of now.
Yes. And, well, we need to be members too. We better
Yes,
sign up there.
yes.
Anyway,
Anyways, that's the place where we roll down the hill
tell me
as much as possible. And no one has sent us any videos of them rolling down the
I
hill
know.
yet.
We're putting a competition out there.
Absolutely. Okay, let's work on that.
Yes.
Anyways,
So
let's
this wine
have
and
a look at
Merlot.
this.
So Merlots are medium to full body.
Yes.
Medium acidity and medium tannins.
All right, well, let's see. Let's do the
Yes.
smell
Oh,
test.
hang on. Okay.
Oh, it's actually, you can smell it from your chin. That means it's pronounced.
You want to go down more?
Swirl it
Lovely.
around a bit.
Swirl.
And taste.
Ooh.
We both said that at the same time. Oh, that is really nice.
So good. So a Merlot could be red berries or it could be dark berries. So what do you think that was?
Oh, I think maybe dark berries. What do you think?
Well,
Let's look in the back.
as I was looking at the back before, so I kind of knew that.
blackberries.
Yes.
All right.
And plums and dark cherry. So
Now, how did we get to know so much about wine these days?
I know. Are we not good? Or are we
I
not
think
good?
we're pretty good. Well, actually, we just finished taking the W set, although
With
they tell us not to call us
WSET,
that.
yes.
Yeah,
So it's their
WSET.
first introduction on education in wine. And so, yeah,
It's
it was a
level 1 for
Yeah.
becoming a sommelier.
one day full course, $300, and you learn so much information. I was so impressed. And you get to taste all these different wines.
Yes.
But the focus was not Canada.
It was unbelievable.
It was completely on European
We didn't
wines.
taste any Canadian wines.
No, it's more on the old history of wine. So Germany and Italy and France and
and the
Spain.
course is based out of England.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So why were there no Canadian wines? Why was it not included in the course?
Well, we haven't even hit the map internationally.
I
with
know.
wine.
That's what we found out.
And so apparently there's only 33,000 vineyards in all of Canada, but just one vineyard in France. And France is way tinier than Canada. It's almost in France there's 2 million acres.
I know, and
2
we
million.
have like
33,000.
33,000 acres.
2 million to
yeah.
33,000, and you just
So
look
we're
at
like a dot in the map.
We're dot. We're apparently well known for our chilled wines or the
Ice wine.
Ice wines. That's
Yes.
it, yeah.
That's because they all think we're Eskimos and living in the snow.
Yeah. So
Anyways, cheers.
cheers again. And you know what? It was interesting because we had to drink wine all day and then write a test.
Okay, let's
I
talk
have
about
never written a test after drinking wine.
that. Okay, so the sommelier did tell us to taste and spit But in the first half of the day, Jenny didn't taste and spit. You tasted and swallowed.
I couldn't waste it.
I know there was some
good.
amazing,
Yeah, there was amazing
hundreds of
one.
dollars
Yeah,
worth of wine.
Wines
Yes.
straight from France. Those white wines.
But
and-
I spit. So, and then
Oh,
after
yours
we
sound
had
good.
lunch together, Jenny realized, oh, I have to write a test.
I took it a little bit
afterwards.
easier in the afternoon because I was a little worried about.
So then part 2, I only sipped. I couldn't spit because the wine was so
oh yeah,
amazing.
yeah, you have to drink.
So
it.
I left it all there, and I figured I'll just drink it after my test.
Yeah.
But then they said, clear your desks, put away everything,
Everything
throw
had to
out
go.
your wine for the test. Like they took this test very seriously.
I saw you chugging back that wine.
So then just before the test, I downed 4 or 5,
Yeah.
6 glasses of
Yes,
my
was
taster
yes,
left.
very strange trying to do a test with that. But you know what?
But I didn't want to waste it. It was so
No.
good.
I know, but we should find out in a couple of weeks if we pass. We still don't even know if we passed.
I know,
but-
you have to have 70% to pass.
Yes. Anyway,
And
I
our
think we
test
will do
got
well.
sent somewhere in the U.S., which is connected to England.
Yes.
And we'll find out soon.
And now we're ready to do our second test or second round of wine education, which is I think
Part
it's
2,
like-
I think it's
yeah.
$1,500 though. Really?
I know.
It's expensive.
It's very expensive.
We need sponsors. Anyways,
Cheers.
cheers.
Welcome back, and another great wine from Mission Hill.
Oh my goodness, that Reserve Merlot
Oh.
2017. It was a true full-bodied wine, expressive with the fruit, blackberry, plum, and of course a little bit of hint of vanilla.
Okay, wow. The WSET course we took has really impacted your description of wine.
I know, I can't believe how much I learned actually, and how interested I am. It's like totally piqued me to take the next level. I'd love to take that next course that they offer.
yeah, I'd like to do that
Yeah.
too. Anyways, we've got mail.
Oh, okay.
I'll read it. Okay.
Okay, fine.
All right, dear Trish and Jenny, what was one of your most memorable moments
Memorable.
with the Total Makeover Challenge?
Oh.
Jill Singleton from
Okay.
Chilliwack.
Oh, thank you,
All
Jill, for
right.
sending a letter in. Okay.
Well,
What's your most
I
memorable?
guess we should tell them, if for any of our viewers who don't know what the Total Makeover Challenge is, it's a total makeover.
4-month total makeover for women. Yes.
Yes.
Every year.
And we've been
Yes.
running it for 12 years.
And Trish was in the first year.
I was
very
in
first
the very
year.
first year, yes. I think we've said that many times.
Yes, we have.
Anyways, my most memorable moment.
Memorial.
Memorable.
Is it? Memor?
Memorable.
Okay.
My most
I can never say that
memorable
word.
moment was, well, actually, maybe when I was in it.
Oh, that's good.
And we went to Sun Peaks
Oh,
and we
yes.
had that
That was
leadership
fun.
retreat.
Yes.
That's when I really got to know you. We had so
Yes.
much fun and we bonded that weekend.
Yes, that was awesome.
Back in
knew
2009.
Yeah, I knew I really liked you, but I couldn't show you any favoritism.
I
So I
know.
had to, have a wall.
You did, but
yes.
it came down.
Yeah, well, thank goodness we met, because otherwise we wouldn't be here if it wasn't
I
for
know,
that. So,
we wouldn't
yeah.
be. But, besides that, I really love it when the ladies do their speeches.
Yeah,
And I get to film it and I get to edit
Yeah.
it, and it's just, it makes me cry.
Yeah.
So those are,
Well, you get to hear
I
this-
have those
yeah.
moments every year.
Yeah.
So I would say that's my
Okay.
best moment in the
Yeah.
Total Makeover Challenge.
Oh, nice. I would actually say probably the most, I can never say this word,
Memorable.
moments would be not actually during the challenge, but, after the challenge. So what these women do after the challenge is done,
Oh,
so
so
they have the
true,
new
so
skills,
true.
the new confidence, and, they go and do things that they would never done before. Like I had, women in the program that never exercised in their whole life are now running marathons.
Oh, wow, that's pretty
And
cool.
then starting new careers, and a lot of them too opening businesses. I think it's that apprentice segment that they go through in the second segment, but
Yeah, I would say
tons
definitely.
of businesses have been opened because of that. So that's the really cool thing for me.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Well, anyway, switching gears, last week we talked about homelessness and what it was like to live on the street.
Yes, thank you to Gert Hansen for sharing your incredible story of living on the street by choice. I mean,
I
oh
know,
my goodness,
amazing,
yeah.
yes.
And doing it as a fundraiser and bringing awareness to the community. So everyone be sure to watch that episode from last week.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss that.
Yeah.
And so this week we're going to be touching on another very sensitive topic, child exploitation.
Yes, and you know what? These things need to be talked about
Absolutely.
because it happens right here in our own community.
Yes, it does. Anyways, we actually think maybe it only happens in other parts of the world, but it's right here under our noses.
Yeah, absolutely. So, our next guest.
Yes, are you ready for our next guest?
So, yes, we will be chatting with Candace Bernier, life champion. And she was born and raised in the Bible Belt of BC, but not everything is what it seems. And
Yes.
she'll be sharing her story about not giving up and when the odds were against her, and living a dramatic, dark lifestyle that most cannot even imagine. And many die along the way.
I know.
And she shares about this fire that's inside her that kept her alive during that whole trauma. And she now encourages and empowers women to face their fears and be their own life champion.
Yes, so up next is our guest speaker, but first, a word from our sponsor.
Hi, I'm Diane Jansen, and today I wanted to talk to you about how passionate I am about Chilliwack. I've had the privilege of serving you as a city councillor, school trustee, and executive director of Chilliwack Community Services, and I've seen firsthand what we can do together when we focus on healthcare, education, infrastructure, and serious issues like homelessness. On October 24th, I ask for your support, and let's make Chilliwack even better.
I'm Josue Anderson. I have the privilege of running as an independent in the SNAP election for the Chilliwack riding. I am not a trained politician. I was born into poverty and left school with student debt. Now, I'm retired at 30. I'm a small business capitalist, and we need to work together to make the hyper-wealthy start paying their fair share so the tax burden stops falling on the working class. As an independent, the only people I have to answer to are the people of Chilliwack. I'm here to listen and to fight for all of your rights.
Welcome, Candace.
Welcome, Candace.
So good to see
Yeah,
you.
good to have you on our show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, Candace, we haven't seen you in a little while. What have you been up to?
Yeah, tell us.
I've been personal training in the Fraser Valley, running boot camps 3 nights a week. I also am a resident resource worker for high-risk youth. It's a way of giving back to the community for past things that I've done or happened to me when I was a child.
Yeah. And
Wow.
I just have to interrupt about the boot camps because I've been hearing all over Facebook, you know, how they are loving your boot camps and how everyone's getting strong and fit and
Yes.
so yeah, that's fantastic.
Yes, I know. We need to try one
yes,
of those,
we'll have
Jenny.
to come out there.
Yeah, I'd love
I'm
to have you
scared,
guys. We meet 3
scared.
nights a week. They're an hour-long class.
Yeah.
And every class is completely different.
Yeah.
So you guys are more than welcome to come out. We meet Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays.
Excellent.
Wow.
Okay, well, we'll do that. So, Candace, let's talk about, what you were, saying a little earlier about the childhood. I know there's been a lot of trauma. Mm-hmm. Could you share with us that one major event in your life when you were in your early teens?
Yeah, absolutely. I was involved in child exploitation or youth exploitation, which it is called, at a young age. I believe it began under the age of 10, going up until the age of 14, where I was brought across for child exploitation from New Westminster to Vancouver to Toronto to Calgary and Edmonton.
Like
Wow.
between 10 and 14?
Yeah.
Wow.
I grew up with a lot of verbal and physical abuse happening in our family. So I got kicked out of my house at a young age and had nowhere to go. And I was on the streets since I was 13.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That and
Wow.
so when you're 13 and you're living on the streets, how does that how were you approached? What are the steps like? Just maybe
How
explain a little
did
bit.
it happen?
Yeah.
Well, I had a close family member that was heavily involved in the sex trade, and this person had everything that a young girl my age at that time wanted. All the jewelry you can think of, the name brand clothes, always going out to parties. I dropped out of school because I wasn't here. So I ended up moving in to Vancouver with this person and just got further and further involved, from after hours parties to nightclubs at the age of 14, hanging out with the wrong crowds, to drug addiction and drug sales. Any means of survival on the streets. I had an argument with this person. I got kicked out of their house, and then it was means of survival. I went to what I knew and what I was taught at that age.
So this started on the streets of Vancouver.
Yes.
And then it was going across Canada. You said you were taking across Canada. And
And at one point I was owned by one of the biggest prostitution rings in Vancouver.
oh my goodness.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you say owned, can you explain that?
So there was a daily quota you had to make. You were watched when you were dropped off it was called Track. So where I was Eastside Vancouver. You would get picked up and dropped off. There was eyes on you at all times. Anytime that a date was made, after the date, you would have to drop your money and everything to that person that was watching you, called the watcher. And if you didn't hand in that, there was repercussions, and normally that was some sort of violence. You were either beat or something.
Oh my
That's
goodness. Oh
just
my
like
goodness.
a parent's worst nightmare. Like you're just so young.
Oh, yeah, I can't even imagine that. So, Candace, in your introductory bio, it talked about a fire inside you that kept you fighting to survive.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that fire?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a firm believer in following your gut feeling, your intuition. I knew while I was in Eastside Vancouver, as messed up as I was on drugs, I knew that wasn't the life for me. I knew that my life was meant to be more. This wasn't it. This wasn't the end all be all. And then one night, it's really weird how it happened. One night, I believe it was the Salvation Army. I can't really recall, but they would come down to Track and they'd hand out hot chocolate and roses or cookies, and safe like condoms and all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
And this one lady handed me her card and said, "When you're ready to get out, call me." Wow. And I stuck it in my bra, and we all went back to the hotel at the end of, early morning. And that following morning, the head guy was taking all the older aged women to Vegas. So all us underage girls were left in the hotel in Eastside Vancouver to still work Vancouver. And I was left alone until my cab would come and pick me up. And they took the card because they found it in my bra, and they put it on the desk, and they didn't even rip it up. So as soon as they left, I called the number, and they sent a cab to come and get me.
Wow.
So they put me in a cab. But also being heavily addicted on drugs. Yes, I wanted out. And that was like, okay, I'm ready to do this. And I get into a cab, and then reality sunk in. What's next? I don't want to get clean. I wasn't ready to get clean. We got close to what they call a safe house, and the cab stopped at a red light, and I took off.
Wow.
Oh.
And I mean, part of that's just you didn't know any other life, and all you knew was the life before. So that would be a big step to take, but you did take that step. So,
Now, did they find out, your owner, did they find out you tried to escape?
Well, no, they did not, because I immediately went back to what I'd known.
Yeah.
Right.
So what he would call the housewife was still left to collect all the money and everything. So I contacted her and said I was picked up. So she immediately came and got me and returned and moved our hotel, and we moved into Coquitlam.
Wow.
So after they got back from Vegas, we were all in this hotel in Coquitlam, and it was late 90s, early mid 90s. There was a huge prostitution bust in Coquitlam where they took down 3 or 4 different hotels. I was part of that.
Wow. So you got rescued.
That's
So
how
they-
you got out?
Yeah, the Vancouver, Coquitlam, RCMP, I believe it was, they all came in, took everyone into custody, took all the younger girls, separated them. I got put into a foster home in the Fraser Valley, so brought back to like my old stomping grounds, which probably wasn't the good thing to do.
No.
So at that point, I literally did what I knew best and knew that this gang still had a hold on me. I started trying to recruit other girls.
Right.
because now that was my position versus being out.
Right.
That did not last long. I knew I wanted to change, and there was this, again, back to that burning desire of this isn't what I want to be, and I don't want to recruit other people. My foster mom took me to Golden, BC. At that time, there was one stop sign, maybe one general
So it's
store.
small.
There was nothing in this town, but
So the foster parents that you were moved in with in Abbotsford moved you to Golden.
yeah, she took me, she was a single woman.
Yeah.
She took me to her daughter's residence in Golden, and their house was in the middle of nowhere. Like, it was at a base of a mountain. There's no neighbors to be found.
Yeah.
That's where I got clean and started making a goal for where I wanted my life to be. Another reason why they took me to Golden was because my foster home was being called and threats were being sent there. I had a $20,000 bounty on my head to return.
Oh my goodness.
And if I wasn't returned,
Yeah.
they would come and get me. So
Was that a bounty from the owner or whatever you call him?
it was the head pimp. Yeah.
The head pimp, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes,
Well,
that's terrifying.
we'll be right back
Yes.
after this message to hear more about that.
This is so nice to finally meet you in person. Same here. Come on, let's get drunk.
Okay, but I can't drink too much because I have school in the morning.
Oh, don't worry. Here, have a shot. To go dancing?
Hey babe, you make that online profile for her yet?
Not yet. I'll take some pictures when we get back to the motel.
Where did I go wrong? How could this happen to me? Someone please save me.
So we're here back with Candace, and Candace, you were talking about the bounty that was on your head. Can you explain to us a little bit about what exactly does that mean, or how did that happen?
Yeah, absolutely. So basically when you leave without notice or you try and leave, normally there's some sort of a reward for your returnal, as you are an income to that group,
Right.
or the gang or whoever technically has ownership of you. So my return was for $20,000. At this point, they did not know that I was put into a foster home.
They thought you escaped?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
They knew that everyone obviously was taken after the hotel bus.
Right.
Right.
But they were still trying to figure out where everyone went.
Right.
Wow.
So as soon as it got phone calls, because I still had a cell phone at that point, as soon as threats and stuff were made, not only to myself, but to my foster home, it was her sole decision to up and lift me to Golden.
Right.
Which came at a great time because, like I said, I had that desire inside me that I needed to change. And getting away from my normal, the area where I grew up, was to
What
get
got
out.
you into that situation in the first place?
Yes.
Yeah.
So getting outside of the normal and trying new things. So my foster mom was absolutely amazing. Not only did I get clean when I was in Golden, and never have touched anything since.
Wow.
She
Wow.
built a fire inside of me that made me realize that I absolutely love nature. She introduced me to hiking, and really being out with nature. So that's my go-to all the time.
Yeah.
Is connecting with nature and just reconnecting and grounding yourself and
I love
being
it.
a positive outlook.
Wow.
Excellent. So, how can parents today protect and recognize these dangers of child exploitation? Do you have like some tips that you could share for things that they can watch out for?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously, when I was involved, it was in the early 90s. Things have definitely changed since then. Now it's social media. So with social media, if your children, and it's not necessarily females anymore, it's males as well, if your child has multiple social media accounts off the same platform, so say they have like 3 or 4 Facebook accounts or even 2, I would dig into that and find out why. Coming home with gifts, name brand gifts, when they don't have money or the allowance to buy it, multiple cell phones, change in behavior and or style of their clothes, and overprotective boyfriends or girlfriends. We're seeing now that pimps, madams, they're coming in all different disguises. They could be the person that sits next to you in class, could be the person that's recruiting you. So it's really being aware of your situation. If it seems too good to be true and they're promising you the world, follow your gut. That intuition's not going to lie to you.
Well, good points for parents to watch out for.
Yeah, absolutely. So Candace, I know that you're a strong person today and you've achieved so much. What are you doing now to empower other women?
I run my personal business, which is called PMA Fitness, which stands for Positive Mental Attitude. And I feel a way of giving back to people in a positive way. And for me, fitness, being whether it's a hiking group outside, exercising, and really meditating and grounding yourself has made me really look at life a lot differently, as well as I work with women on personal development levels, and obviously with the high-risk youth that I do with work.
Right.
Wow.
And of course, you're involved in the Toll Makeover Challenge as a city coordinator, and we're amazing and inspiring leader for that. So
absolutely,
you're doing amazing.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you
for sharing with us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And up now, Treasure Trails.
Welcome to
Treasure Trails.
And we're at a 36-acre nature park in the middle of Chilliwack City called Hillkeep Regional Nature Park, and we have up to 2 kilometers of hiking here.
Yes, and this park is actually a dream realized by Pat and Paige Woodward.
Nice.
Great last name, kind of matches, Woodward. So we're really looking forward to this hike. It's raining, but we hike.
It's raining.
It's raining because we hike in rain or snow or sleet or sunshine.
Uh-oh. At least I have my bear spray.
Which way, Jenny?
We can go up the hill, or we can kind of go straight.
What about straight?
Let's go up.
Really?
Okay. This trail is steep.
Thinking this is a great place to hide the treasure.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, there is a letter in the envelope that gives you instructions where to get the prize.
there. Don't quit your day job.
We made it to the viewpoint and we're soaked.
And there is no view.
No view.
But of course, we challenge anybody out there to come up on this beautiful hike and send your pictures so we can actually see what the view looks like.
Absolutely, and there is a little sneak peek behind
There you
us
go.
of what to imagine. Thanks to Paige and Pat.
Paige and Pat
For
for
this-
donating this beautiful
Yes.
park right in the middle of Chilliwack.
Love it. Happy treasure
Happy
hunting.
treasure hunting.
Welcome back, everyone. And wow, what a powerful interview that was with Candace.
Yeah, that was incredible. And that took a lot of courage to share her story. But she says, you know, if her story just helps even one person, it's worth it.
Yes, absolutely. Anyways, there was a great video in between the two interviews, and your daughter Brittany was in it. Can you share a little bit about that video?
Well, that video was, produced by Toronto Crime Stoppers, titled "Online Grooming Human Trafficking." And my daughter played the role of the recruiter, which was very disturbing to watch.
Yes.
But it shows how easy young people can be enticed into that world. And, how we need to teach our young children and adults and parents to recognize and how to protect themselves.
Yes, absolutely. Anyways, you can see the full version of that video here with the Toronto Crime Stoppers. Online grooming, human trafficking.
Yeah. So now for next week, we're interviewing Jeff Harder, owner of the Ex Nihilo Vineyards in Kelowna's Lake Country. And you might remember we featured one of his wines in our wine segment in season 1.
I think it was the Rosso.
Yeah, the Chaos.
Chaos. Yes, that was really
amazing.
good. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyways, anyone who wants to share with us a question, feedback, or request for topics, email us at chillandchattv@gmail.com.
Until next time,
Cheers.
Keep
Keep
chilling and chatting.